Dogs. Dogs go woods. Ugh. Boom, boom. Dog go wood. Wood go far. Where am I? Who's gonna see this video? Nobody? Oh. Alright. Nobody's gonna see it, but we're still gonna make it. Woke up this morning, I looked up on the wall. Skeeters in the devil. It's not right. It's close enough. If you know, then you know. Whooping on a tree. So I see moose in here a lot. I don't think you've been here before, have you? Because you're probably brand new. Is that what the game we're gonna play? Everybody's brand new. Nobody's seen me before. What kind of channel is this? This guy's weird. I'm just sharing, you know. Sharing things I've heard. Things I've thought, things I've seen. Saw a thing about a car crash. I don't know, it was a few days ago, it looked like. And I guess it's a trucking company. And they got fake insurance and drivers can't speak English. In the comments, American truck drivers are like, talking about how frequently they see people that can't even speak English. That's kind of strange. I'm not saying you can't be here, but I am saying that's a strange individual. I'm not saying it doesn't fit our society, but it seems like it doesn't want to join, you know? I know how to play the rules in a environment with other people in it. I think you all do too. And it's just different levels of doing into other people as you want to do into them. I would think that that's the main thing that drives everyone. Is we don't create total chaos because we don't want to live in total chaos. You have to accept the rules to enjoy the rules, you know. There's different levels. It's like what you think you can get away with, because everybody is selfish. I'm not selfish. Yeah, well, sometimes you speed. That's for you. It's putting yourself over everyone else's safety, whatever it is that you want. Maybe you think this is unsafe. I'm going so slow. I'm gonna have to go faster. Whatever. You can try to justify it any way you want. But it's a selfish act. You're putting yourself over the other people. We've agreed that this is the speed that you're gonna go. I'm gonna go. Everyone's gonna go because it's the one that's the most safe. But it's also the closest to being able to get me where I want to go in a reasonable amount of time. this is the way that the world works. You're a fucking person, and you fucking know that. If you're not a fucking person, then you don't know that. You don't know how the world works. But nobody wants to admit that they break the rules. You break the rules. I break the rules. Because then you're a bad person. You're doing it wrong. Then you're admitting that you know that you're doing it wrong. Because you know that you're doing it wrong. To want something, you're gonna say it's impossible, and I'll probably agree with you. But to want something is to break the rules and be selfish about yourself. That's what it is, to want a certain outcome. To not just live this life like, oh shit, my foot's going up, I don't know why. Oh, it's going forward. Oh shit, I'm walking, I didn't even know it. There's no such thing as that kind of existence. Is there? You're like a fucking tree growing and you just walk around when your body decides to? No, that's impossible. So you're always breaking the rules. Well, that man-made rule, it's not a rule. You think about yourself. That seems to be a rule, is to be sentient, or to understand that you're a thing, is to separate yourself from everything else, and now you're being selfish. So I don't know, are we even looking at this problem like it's in its entirety? We're just looking at like a little piece of it. And sure, I mean, lots of things get done that way, but they call that compartmentalization, and things happen and you don't even know what the end result is of the thing that you built. Like, I built a doodad, and it's like, well, I don't know what it does, but it works perfectly. It does exactly what I was thinking it should do. Okay, but how's that used? I don't know how it's used. It goes in combination with something else that I have no concept of. Because I don't know what its initial intent is, or original intent is supposed to be. You know? You don't know. You just poured some concrete. So, I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? The flat earth and who's God. None of that stuff is anything. A lot of people, I used to really, everybody should like me, you know, I'm a nice guy, and I still think I am, but a lot of people don't like me. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why, and you know, I don't know that I really want to hear it, because that would mean, like, if I said, well, I wish I knew why people don't like me, well, then that would be kind of like I was gonna change, and maybe I'll change if it's like gradual, and I didn't know I was doing it, because my ego is kind of like, why should I change for you? I mean, unless it's somebody that I want to be around, and then it's like, well, I better change so I can be around that person. But there's one person that I've talked to on YouTube that is somebody that I know in real life, and it's somebody that would know that they're in a position to be away from me. Like, they know that I can't physically see them. You know, this is all just on the internet. It's not like I can get in the car and drive to this guy's house. So the thought has to enter your mind. And I don't mean it as any kind of offense, but it's just always back there. Is if they know that Paul is nowhere around, and Paul isn't ever going to see this video or talk to me, probably most likely. And if he did, it would be kind of hard to prove any of it, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, it could be a deception. I'm not saying that it is. What would the point be in that? But I'm just saying, you don't know anything. I don't know anything. Who the fuck am I? You don't know who I am. And I've had interactions on the internet with people that are nice. I've had interactions with people on the internet, people that are mean, people that talk really vague, which isn't the way that a person talks when they're being honest with you. And I guess people can say, oh, well, they didn't want to get deleted off of Facebook, or YouTube. And I've been deleted like 6 or 7 times. It's like this ego thing. You have to have like your original channel. Every video that I've ever put on the internet is a video of mine. It's in my possession. I own it. I have it on a hard drive in my computer. I have it. Some stuff is on CDs, DVDs, all sorts of shit. Over the years, they try to change all this stuff, and I don't throw away my computer. It doesn't break. I don't think any computers I've owned have really broken. They're all able to be fixed or made usable, but that's kind of a misnomer, because they're not really usable because of the way that technology progresses. They put an ending date. Technology is not immortal. Maybe it is, like you can always use your floppy disk with your floppy disk reader, but the way things were written as code, that's a different type of system now. You'd have to work on just that and only that, and it'd be like having a book. It's not every book inside your computer anymore. Now it's like this library is in this computer, and it can't easily be transferred. If you use some kind of program to transfer it, I mean, you'd have to be the one that wrote that program, and you'd want to use all the parameters that you want it to use. Otherwise, they could shape your information. Why would they do that? I don't know. How many people died with no ovens? You know? Weird shit. Impossible things being told to us all the time. This happened. It never happened before, except for, well, this one right here that looks like it's thousands of years old. That happened, but don't think about that. And people around here like I'm negative, and all I do is I just look at the world that I live in, and these are questions that I feel I should be able to have an answer for, and they're questions that I know that if there is an answer, it's really hard to get. And then how would you know about the answer anyways if you did get it? But most of it, there is no answer. They're just like, you know, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve this answer. So they just don't tell you. It's just the way that it is. Have you ever heard that before? It's just the way it is. No, it's not just the way it is. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe not a biblical reason, a godly reason, but it happens because of a process of the way that things work, the way that things had worked. A tree is thought to have grown up in the air, and so it makes shade over things on the ground around it in a bigger place the larger it gets. I don't know what that means, but that's the thing. That's a thing that we've agreed upon, and that's the way that it is, bro. The tree makes shade. Placebos, the mind. I don't really like the word placebo, but I think of placebo as the crutch that you use to aid your mind in envisioning the outcome that you want. You can't just, well, my body fixes itself. Boom. You can't just say that. You have to say, oh, well, I put this peanut in my body and it fixed itself. The peanut fixed me. Okay. Okay. That's the way you say it, yeah. Hey, I ground this up and it blows up when I mix it with this. Wow, okay, that's what you say. People are like, it doesn't work that way, Max. And I'm like, yeah, it does work that way. But not the way that you think. You think that you're this thing. I'm this thing. Have you ever, when I was a kid, we didn't have the internet. We barely had TV. And the radio seemed, because we had TV, the radio seemed kind of limiting. It was just kind of like, yeah, we got radio, but there's this thing called TV, so radio doesn't even really matter. So it's like, why bother? Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. I saw the Challenger blow up. I was in school. We watched it on the TV and it blew up. And I can honestly say I don't remember what the teacher said or anything like that. But I either didn't care or I didn't know. It's like, I think they told me that it blew up and it was like, so what? You know? I don't care. Everybody's upset. Oh, okay, well, can we play? I remember some fucking Eclipse thing when I was in 7th grade. Everybody's like, it's gonna be so fucking awesome. It's gonna be so fucking awesome. Nobody's ever seen this before. Or whatever, in our lifetime, or you kids might get to see another one in your life. I don't know. I didn't care. So I don't remember what the fuck they were talking about. They give us all this, like, don't look at it. Don't look at it with your eyes. You have to look at it through this piece of paper. And I was just like, this is fucking stupid. We all got to go out in the hallways. I think that was more fun. I was like talking with my friends. I don't even think I looked. Maybe I did once, but it was like, what are we looking at? A shadow on the piece of paper? You know, I've played with flashlights before. Spotlights are really fun, aren't they? Whee! Everybody's playing together. All right, shine it this way. Oh, we just have to look at it sitting there. Oh, okay. This is stupid, but hey, thanks for not having me sit down in the classroom. I don't even know what it is. I think it's the fact you have to sit there and do exactly what they say, and even if you don't want to do, like, oh, I'm not gonna do that homework. You don't necessarily have to do it, but you still have to fucking sit there. And then they try to shame you about, like, oh, you didn't do your homework. No, I didn't do my homework. I was riding my bike. I was swimming. I was walking my dogs. This guy's an idiot. Goodbye.